Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, here to bring another message forward from Spirit for those who need to hear it. Please remember this is a general reading, and take what resonates, leave in peace what does not. Everybody's on a different point in this journey and a different point in their awakening process, so everybody's message is going to be a little different, although my messages are pretty specific, so usually if it's meant for you, you know it. There'll be enough detail in there for it to resonate specifically. So I try to do as many messages as I can as I am guided, because I know that each of my messages are so specific. I need to get as many messages out to those who need to hear them as possible. So please cooperate with the YouTube algorithm by either liking, sharing, subscribing, or anything along with the videos in order to get the videos out into the algorithm and into somebody else's suggestions, so that if they really feel that resonance, that they can then connect with this message if it is meant for them. So appreciate your support and your cooperation in that, because I think it's really important. Alright, so this is the last day. I used a specific combination of decks for the week, and this is the last day for this combination of decks. These are John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle, as well as the Spirit Messages Oracle, and then the Prediction Tarot. So we're going to get started. I saw in the pre-shuffle of the affirmation cards, I saw abundance and ideal partnership. And our ladybug is back. Let's see if I can bring her down so you can see. Oh, sorry, she's on her back. Little ladybug is crawling on the tarot table again. She's been gone for a couple of days. Let's put her over here with the angels and see if she wants to be there. There you go. I can call this the ladybug room. There's lots of them in here. Okay, that one. 7, stand your ground. That is the 7 of Wands card. That is, you know you're right. You know you're knowing. And you need to stand your ground in your truth. And lately, a lot of the messages have been really stand in your truth, in your power. That has been coming out recently, so this is a message for keep standing. Okay, we have a couple. Here we have Rest and Rejuvenate, a number 4 card. This is the 4 Swords card. So this is take some time to regain your strength, and obviously meditate, get into nature, connect. And then we have a 7 and a 4, which is an 11. And then we have another 4. This is discontent and boredom. This is 4 cups energy. Discontent and boredom. So we have 2 4s and a 7. And it feels like you're discontented and bored when you're not connected. This feels like you have big dreams. You have kind of unfulfilled expectations, and you're disappointed. And this here. There she goes. She's a-traveling. Let me see her. So let's pull a spirit message on each card and see what. Inspire passion. Stand your ground. Life devoid of passion can be boring, uninspired, a blank canvas that slowly drains the soul. So now we have 2. Somebody's bored. Somebody's unhappy and discontented with something in their life. Now is a time to reignite your passions and rejoin life. This is an opportunity to set new goals, which is reconnect you with all that is sacred. So that definitely goes there. So now's the time to reconnect. And that's what this rest and rejuvenate is. And reignite your passion. You're in a kind of a stagnant. My mother used to call them the doldrums. She would say, you're in the doldrums. You need to do something that makes you happy. Vulnerability. This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back or allow a misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. So as you plan to move into this, whatever it is that that's going to ignite your passion, and you're going to maybe be vulnerable about it because it might be new and you haven't experimented with it before. Rest and rejuvenate and recover from the fear. Overcome that burst of fear when you're kind of like birthing something new that's really personal to you, that you're passionate about. Sometimes that makes us vulnerable because we tend to think about what other people, how people view what we hold near and dear to our hearts, or what we consider sacred. So when you're in your rest and rejuvenation, make sure that you are recovering from that fear response. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel a little exposed as you ignite your passion for something or stand up for something that you're passionate about. I would like one more card on this stand your ground. So despite the fact that you have a little bit of fear and vulnerability, stand your ground, because what you're passionate about is very important to you. This is dream talk. Your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, and messages and more. Okay, so I'm going to switch this. This vulnerability is going to go here, and this dream talk is going to be connecting with spirit through meditation and dreams. And that's going to help guide you and give you some strength and fortitude. So stand your ground, find what makes you happy and what you're passionate about, and let spirit guide you. Meditate and watch what your dreams are telling you, because that's how you're going to receive some messages. Here we have the Five of Wands and the Page of Staves. And Page of Staves. Five of Wands usually means conflict, things, opposing directions or viewpoints. And then we have this Page of Staves with his little staves. And this is kind of turning this into a Six of Wands. So he has this stave that he is going to use to kind of stand his ground. And that's going to be that Six of Wands success energy. So if that's a kind of a differing viewpoints, you know, just standing true to what you know is your passion, which is what you're doing here. You're standing with your passion. That's going to kind of eliminate some of that conflict. People are going to feel confident in your confidence. Then we have the Seven of Swords here, which is always a malicious intent card for me. That's somebody who's really trying to kind of make it a point to override your decision. They're not supportive of what you're doing. They almost are trying to tear you down, to make you less confident. Ooh, here we have a flipper. Ah, the World card. This is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of another. So this discontent and boredom may have just given you enough time to reevaluate what it is that you're passionate or what you're dreaming about, what it is that you're, it feels like you've tried to bring this into fruition, but it wasn't the right strategy. So you got frustrated, and then you're like, kind of like, well, that'll never happen. You know, obviously I'm not going to be successful. But then you're like, wait a minute, maybe if I try something new, I can still attain what it is I seek. There's the Knight of Cups. somebody may have offered some help. Somebody may have come in and said, you know, hey, have you considered this? Have you considered maybe approaching it from this direction? And then that helped to ignite this new energy of, yeah, maybe that's the way I can get this done. And there is the Moon card. So we have the World and the Moon. And what I'm seeing here, if you see in the reflection, you see the Scorpion. That's what this malicious intent is about. There's somebody who is really trying to sabotage your efforts, your dream. Hello, girl. I don't want you there. I'm gonna knock you off. Can we go that way? She's like a little bumper car. There she goes. You see her? She's beautiful. Here we have the 8 of Staves, or the 8 of Wands, which is movement, communication, actions being taken to move this forward. So the actions you take now are going to be fruitful. It's going to help you be successful. And the 7 of Wands, a lot of Wands. 7 of Wands is standing your ground. So continue to stand your ground. Move forward, stand your ground. Look, we have a 7 and a 7. Stand your ground over this malicious BS that somebody is trying to undermine you. Here we have the 9 of Pentacles. Be self-reliant. Don't depend on this person. They may have been the one to offer some help in an effort in order to cover up their undermining. Just an idea, but you know, don't depend on this person in order, you know, to move your ideas forward. You need to be self-reliant. It's kind of like if you were partners with this person, you need to move on on your own right now. And that's why they're undermining you, is because it feels like they're jealous that you're going to do this on your own now. There's the Lovers. Woohoo! I'll have to clarify that. Feels like this person is still in love with you. Sorry, but I'm looking at this little Cupid. His arrow is pointed right at the fella, the masculine. Not at the feminine, but the masculine. And it's like, then we have the Chariot, another 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 7s, and the Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles. So this really feels like there is somebody, I don't know who it is, but it feels like when you just break away and move forward and end this cycle with this malicious person, you've stood your ground. You reignited your passion. And you're like, I'm going to do this with or without you. I'm doing this with or without you. What is this Lover's card, please? And then maybe that somebody, there's a 4 of Cups. Somebody who wasn't interested in you, or you weren't interested in them. That would, okay, there's that discontent. Here we have another 4. Got a lot of 7s and 4s here. The 4 of Cups is that you were very discontent with the way things were. And you needed to make a change. So you got up in your Empress energy and said, I'm moving on with or without you. I'm going to go create this on my own over this 9 of Pentacles. And either, and here's Temperance, either that restored balance to this relationship, or there's a strength card, or it made you very attractive to somebody new that it was just went, wow. And then they came in making this offer because they got love struck. And you're standing in your Empress energy with this strength. You stood your ground. And they see that as strength. And they see that as how balanced you are. You didn't get over emotional and you didn't fall apart. You just said, you know what? If you don't believe in me, I'm just going to go do this on my own. And so either this is... Oh, there's the Queen of Wands. Well, she came out sideways. Usually the Queen of Wands is somebody who's very sensual, very artistic. But in this, when it comes out challenged like that, it feels like you didn't feel, when you stepped into your power and stood your ground, you got your sexy on. Somebody found that very sexy. You didn't feel that way. But now you have definitely gotten in your power. Here's the Knight of Pentacles. Flew over kind of this Ada. My goodness. She's flying. That's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which means that things are going to speed up now. King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles is going to make this small offer. And it's going to be fast. He is like, I don't want to lose this opportunity. With this Eight of Cups. Now, Eight of Cups to me means moving on your spiritual path, but it could be moving on to something more meaningful to you, moving away from something, because she's walking away. So you may just say, you know what? I'm no longer interested. Now that your love struck, I think I'm just going to walk on my path. Oh no, there's two ladybugs now. The Chariot again. Oh, God. It's like they're multiplying. Come here. There's another one. Yeah, and look at this Chariot. Here the Chariot, the man was moving on. He was kind of like, you know, but then he got love struck, realized that he was going to miss out on this opportunity. And then in this Chariot, the woman, the feminine, is the one moving on. I feel like I'm surrounded by ladybugs now. These are different colored ladybugs. One is kind of a really dark ruby. The other one's kind of a light orange, tannish. All right, let's pull a few more. Let's pull some affirmation cards. So it feels like this feminine energy, not gender, is standing in her power. And she's standing up because she's like, you know, I have this dream. I have something I want to do in my life, and I'm not going to let anybody stop me. I am going to push forward. I am going to, I'm really going to do what my heart is compelling me to do. And she's, even though she feels vulnerable, she is going to stand up for herself, probably for the first time. And she's going to conquer her vulnerability. She's going to conquer her fear of being vulnerable. And she's going to, she's not going to let this, there's somebody in her circle who is trying to really talk her out of in a malicious way because they're threatened by your success. They're threatened that if you do this, you're going to be successful and maybe move away from them, or you won't need them anymore, or whatever. And so you just like, no thank you, I'm just going to do what I need to do. And when you do that, when she does that, all of a sudden somebody sees her differently. She has this, she's standing in her truth and in her power, and this person sees her very differently. And either somebody else comes in and kind of says, wow, this is a great opportunity, or the person that was kind of this malicious intent, this little scorpion right here in the water, has a new respect for the power of this woman. And so when they were the ones that were going to move on and say, you know, so, all right, c'est la vie. If you're going to do that, I'm not interested. And she says, that's okay, I'll do it with or without you. And then all of a sudden, he sees her differently. And it's almost like, you know, love struck. I think there was a movie called that. And just absolutely gobsmacked. And then he's like, wait, I don't want to miss this opportunity. I better, you know, kind of come back with this little small token of, you know, trying to win her back. And, you know, I think she just says, no thanks. You know, you showed me your true colors, to hell with it. Ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. The ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what make things fun and interesting. So you're no longer discontent. You're going to start on a new journey, which is going to be much more stimulating, much more fun, much more interesting, because it's going to be filled with personal growth. As I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they help me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels anymore. Love. Love is a many-splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, or surge of self-congratulations when I feel like I sunk a 3-point trash basket on the first try. So you're going to feel this really surge of self-love and self-congratulations because you did it. You overcame your fear. You overcame feeling weak and powerless and vulnerable. And you stood your ground. You stood up for your beliefs. You stood up for what you truly want. So you ended that old karmic cycle, and now you're on a new adventure. Congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is sort of an option now afforded to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Okay, so there are going to be some challenges as you start this new endeavor. However, you have realized something, a great realization, that believing in yourself is far more important than waiting for others to get on board with what you truly want to create or desire. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. The ladybugs and I say so long. Namaste.